Welcome to the Happy Spark Designer, where I take you into a journey to rediscover yourself through self-development so you can get back your happy spark. How are you today? It's great to connect with you again. We will keep talking about life purpose as this is the third season, and we have a guest, Nabila Welk. How are you, Nabila? So long.
Hello, good morning, Annelies. Thank you for having me. Oh, I'm very fine. Like everybody, I think today, sweating. Lots of sun, so enjoying.
It's very hot there, right? Are you in Barcelona?
Yes, it's very hot in Barcelona as well, yeah. But I like it. I can't complain, really. I prefer that than 20 degrees below zero because I like the sun. I like hot. Well, and maybe it's a good cleansing for the body as well when everything comes out through the cells.
Yes. Please, Nabila, introduce yourself a little bit so the community knows what do you do and what do you like to do, or overall about yourself.
To do that shortly. Well, my name is Nabila Welk. I'm 60 years old, so I'm just starting the third part of this life. As you can hear with my accent, my language is not English normally. I've been born in Germany, but I've been living in Spain for nearly 30 years. I work with people. My work is 100% spiritual, teaching and working with therapy. So yeah, to help people to find the path.
Thank you for sharing that so people know where are you about. And of course, you have so many things to share. I know that. And it was very exciting to talk about life purpose, since it's something that we both share in our own path. So I'm very curious about those details because, of course, we have talked before about the subject, but I would like you to share about your journey. How do you start? How do you find your life purpose? How that went for you in a process?
Well, I'm sometimes thinking about it. And when you asked me if I would like to do this podcast with you today, I was reflecting a little bit about it now. And I thought, well, how really did it start with me? And I think in a way, I knew it since I was born. So to have consciousness about what is really the purpose of this life, of my life, I think, yeah, obviously it was a process to be really, really conscious about it. Now, it's something I think, and the first thing what came into my mind when you asked me was to be happy, and this is, yeah, I think this is something everybody wants. And I know that the Dalai Lama, the 14th Dalai Lama, once or on several occasions in interviews said the same: the purpose of life is really to be happy, And I think that's the first thing what comes into mind. So I don't think it's at the end, it always gets back to that. It always comes back to that. We want to be happy now. So the way, the path to get to that is in different steps, I think, because as a human being, we're not really aware of that happiness is something we are born with, it's part of us, so you can't really separate it, and I think I'm not different to other people, so yeah, I don't think I have been consciously a happy person since I was born, So I think we're human beings. We are so perfect in making life complicated. So I'm not an exception to that.
And when do you remember that you start kind of digging in, right? Getting more in deep. Like you're saying that you started very young and that you were aware of that. So when do you think you were digging in, like really taking it something like responsibility of like, okay, well, if I have this awareness of it, but I'm not yet clear exactly what it is, or did you, since you were super young, you knew exactly what you were going to do?
Uh-huh. Well, one thing when I said I started very young is I think I know I was born with, as a very privileged person in a way of that I was born with a high connection to spirituality from the very beginning, from actually when I was born into this life now. And for me, spirituality was something part of my life now. My parents didn't block it, but they didn't support it either. So I was just living certain things which other people didn't know, but for me it was normal. So I didn't really think about it. No, it was part of my life. And so that means that includes that I knew and I saw things other people don't. Over the years, when I got older, I lost this. I lost in brackets this ability because life took over, yeah, like for everybody. And the only thing, when I was beginning of my 20s, I started to dance, to be a dancer. And the most precious thing for me doing it, I love traveling, I love to meet people, but really the thing what was most important for me and most precious was when I had performances and I could see the people's faces watching me when they had this expression of pure joy and happiness in their faces now. And that was when I said, oh my God, I just love doing it now. I mean, I made, yeah, it was amazing. I made so much money with it. And I always said, well, the money is great. No, I mean, I'm from a very humble family. So the money was fantastic. But the most important thing was when I saw these really, I mean, I'm sure you have seen that when people are just enjoying themselves, watching something, and this pure expression of happiness in their faces, no?
Yes.
And that was like, wow, filling my heart with happiness as well, no? And it was absolutely amazing. And I thought, well, this is what I really want to do, make people happy, no? Yeah, it was half conscious, let's say it that way. Yeah. It was something I knew, yes, I have. This is what I want to do to make people happy. And over the years, I entered into therapy. And I just thought, okay, this is something to help people to be healthy, yeah, but on all levels. Now, happiness was part of it, now, so that they could feel good, that they could feel happy at the end again. So that was, it started. This consciousness started in my 20s. Over the years, it developed with my work during that time with the dancing. Also, starting more and more to work with therapies. Until over the years I realized that's not all of it. Yeah, I'm here on this planet Earth Not to solve people's problems. No, it's not me who says, okay, do this and this and you're happy. No, it doesn't work like that, unfortunately. So I know lots of people try to do it that way, but no, it doesn't work like that. That's not the way to do it. It's just really, I mean, to be conscious that happiness is part of yourself. No, I mean, this is what lots of people forget. It's not something you can find outside. So lots of people try to find it from outside. No, so this is when people go to a workshop there, a training there, a retreat there. Every week their appointment at the psychologist, at the counselor to do this and this. And don't get me wrong, I'm not against this, no, but to think that somebody else can solve what is missing for yourself, it just doesn't work. It might give you a little bit of a push, of a hint, but at the end, it's ourselves who have to do the steps, who have to find consciousness, awareness of ourselves. And when the Dalai Lama said the purpose of life is to be happy, I totally support that now. I'm totally in line with that. For me, I realized over the time, yes, happiness is something I have anyway. It is there. So why I'm here, and really to start thinking about that consciously started, I think, in a different way, in a different kind of consciousness as well, yeah, because it was what I already said since my childhood. It was like, yeah, see people happy, make people happy. It's fantastic now, but during that time, I didn't realize that I can't make people happy. I just can give them a moment of conscious happiness, maybe, no? But at the end, it's everybody else who has to bring out their own happiness. So when I had my spiritual awakening, which has been about 25 years, 25, 27 years ago, more or less, when I had my first conscious spiritual experience, and I really got prepared for that about over 6 weeks with little things until it came to a point that, bang, okay, now wake up. Ring, wake up. Now it's your moment. Yeah. It was very emotional. But this moment explained all the strange things which happens over my whole life now, because I had lots of strange things happening now, and which I thought were strange as well, but they were part of my life, because I had so many strange, super strange things happening in my life, that it became something like normal now, that things like that happened to me, who never happened to other people now. But yeah, and it explained everything. So I had no doubts about it. And then it changed over the following months and years. My thinking changed, obviously, and also thinking about why I'm really here now. So what happens to lots of people normally when it's mid-age, in end of 30s, mid-40s, 50s, when they start to think, what really is my purpose in life? Why I'm here on Earth now? And yeah, obviously happened to me as well. And yes, we are all one, and we all have the same thinking at one time of life, of this human life. And I thought, yes, it's not only to be happy, because happy I am anyway. Even I've been many years very angry. And it came just from one moment to the other. On the 17th of December 2007, it was, I woke up and I had this message which said, I'm not angry anymore. And since then, I haven't gotten angry a single time in my life anymore, except maybe just a short instant, one of these, oh my God, I'm so annoyed. And then it was just gone now. And I've been a very angry person for many, many years before. And and it was like, I'm just happy. I'm happy and I'm grateful. So is this the purpose of my life? And so, no, it can't be. There's something else. There must be something else, no? And that was when I realized, no, my purpose in life is helping people on their path in this life, so that they find the path, or that they realize which path they have, and to give them options how to walk on this path.
Thank you for that sharing. And what it comes to me when you say that, this is what part of my questions to you and to many people as well, that they go through their journey to explore their life purpose, is like, how did you get into that statement of knowing exactly with clarity, this is exactly what I'm supposed to do? Because I mean, life purpose is something so wide. Your life purpose could be anything, right? And so how you remember you got into that specific idea of, I need to help people with this, I will do it in this way, and these are the skills I will use. How do you get that? Do you remember any step of that process that you can give us some hints, so that the community can listen and just write down some of the perhaps tips that you might have?
Your question is exactly that, what lots of people do, trying to find answers from outside. And to find something what you have inside, you don't have to look outside, which for us as human beings, I mean, we are, I often hear that we are spirits in a human body, or we are bodies with a spirit now. I mean, we obviously are spirits in a human body now. So that's my basic beliefs. No, you might think, you might believe something different. That's totally fine. No, it's everybody can believe what they want. For me, it's a fact. No. So we've got this human body, we are born into a certain society with certain beliefs. And that starts literally the moment we come out from our mother's womb. We are in a certain environment, in a certain surrounding with certain beliefs. And this is conditioning us very, very strongly. And that is also conditioning us to separate us from nature, to say, oh, the human being and nature, which is totally wrong, because we are nature. To separate us from God, it says the human being and God, which is totally wrong as well, because we are God. To separate us from happiness, from inner peace, from everything, because this is part of us as well. And this is a conditioning of our society, of our Western society, but in Eastern societies nowadays, it's very similar, unfortunately. I think it's only really, how can you say, groups or tribes who are really still very separated from the so-called civilization, and who are living in unity with nature, who are still have all this as one. So this is the basic. And then for me, it was really with my awakening my conscious awakening of spirituality, that I realized, okay, something, I knew all the years, I knew there was something missing in myself, that something which didn't really evolve because of being angry, because of being blocked in other ways. But as many people, I didn't know what can I do. And yes, you read, you might go to seminars, and you see, for me, it wasn't the right way, because I realized there was a lot of talking, which really, no, it's a fact. This is one of the things I have since I've been born, was that I always knew what was real, the people who were real and genuine, and people who were just talking, and I'm not going into why, if it's egotism or money or whatever, it's many different reasons, and to manipulate others. And I always knew who was genuine and who I could, and what I could believe when somebody said something, or did something. And it took me many years to realize how I can change. Getting back to your question, it depends on the person, obviously, because we all have different paths and we are all on different levels of consciousness. So what is good for me can be totally wrong for you, and the other way around. What is always good, what if somebody asks me, what can I do? I know the life, because at the end is that when you ask this question, what is really, how can I find the purpose of my life? When you have this question in your mind, then you know you're not living your purpose, no? It's very clear, because you know something is not going right. So the first thing, what you can do really to start to make a change, because it obviously needs to make a change in thinking, is to say, how can I serve? How can I help others? Because to find your real purpose is first to help others. And this is something what I said when I used to be a dancer, and that was the first thing when I started to see this happiness in people's faces. This is something, I have certain moments which have been, oh my God, I'm 60 now, I was in my 20s then, so it's nearly 40 years ago. I have certain moments now, like I was performing on the opening of a part for a hospital, and it was a ward for mentally, how can you say? I want to choose the right word, for mentally slow people, let's say it that way. Because there's certain words, expressions which are used, which I think are terrible, and I don't want to use them. So it was children and young people who had mental.
Let's put it mental challenges. So it's just that, it's just a challenge instead of using the typical wording. I understand what you're saying, and it's just not very nice to share.
I think everybody knows what I mean now. So it was a hospital, the opening of a hospital. They made a big party, a big festival out of it now in Hamburg it was. And lots of artists were the singers, and lots of performers, and it was kind of being between all these people, between these children and teenager. It was primarily for children and teenagers, and obviously the visitors as well. And this has been nearly 40 years ago. It's really a long time ago, and I still remember that performance. Now you can imagine it really had a big impact on me, because to see the children's faces now. And then afterwards, we were in between the people, so people could talk with you, and lots of them came to me, and this happiness, what they experienced and what they shared with me. Now, you have no, just thinking about it now, I literally, if you would see me now, you could see that I have tears in my eyes again, still, by of this emotion, no? And it was just beautiful. And I thought, oh my God, this is something, you have to share something with others to make others happy, no? And when I had my spiritual awakening many years afterwards, I realized, yes, it's happiness you can share. You can't give happiness. No, there's no way you can give happiness. You can share your happiness. No, that was the first really conscious thought I had about it. And yeah, over the years, I realized too, when you speak with people who are, because that's at the end, everybody is looking for the path, and which is in a way to find the life purpose, because when you know the life purpose, you're already on the path, yeah? So you can't separate that. So that people are aware, what do I really want? And how I can help others. And the moment you help others, it is like, okay, you do something, and you can call it God or the universe or however. It is, you give something, and because we are all one, you automatically are part of it and get it back. So it's not like I earn a 10%, I earn something and I give 10% for charity. It's a very good thing, because charity needs money. But there's always a thought in your head, it's like, well, I give something back and I get something back, no? And yeah, I don't know if this is a good thing or a bad thing to think to get something back, but it definitely is to help others. And this is your question, what can I do? So the first thing is to keep in your mind, have it present in your mind, every single moment of your life, how can I serve? How can I help? And to start thinking this phrase or these two phrases, which are more or less the same, consciously at every moment of your life, you will experience a difference in everything. It's absolutely amazing. It's like, wow, I switched on the light, or I opened the door, or what I did at the beginning before we started our chat, to open the curtains and see the sun coming in. You know, it's like, wow. Yeah. So everything changes when you consciously and honestly think about, how can I serve? How can I help?
Great insights. Thank you for that. It's beautiful to hear all those experiences you got in your life, and through all that statements afterwards, through your own experiences. Like, yes, most of people that are in purpose, in their life purpose, think similar, like you, like me, which is very important. And I like the fact that you highlight that it's not only about being happy. It's something you were describing something, right? When you were talking about your when you were a dancer, feeling fulfilled through doing something meaningful, right? Like when you were dancing for that people, and those smiles that you were getting from them, that spark that you were somehow creating in their hearts back, in that specific moment, which is, it's beautiful. And I appreciate so much your just giving us those insights, and indeed I agree with most of it. And it's, and we always say to each other, I know that it's good that we always talk about subjects like this, and sometimes we disagree, and it's also great because then we learn from each other and everybody else as well. So um, thank you again for that. Is there anything else you would like to add, you would like to share about your current work, or any other thing that you would like to give us right now?
Oh. Well, thank you so much for your words. Yeah, I mean, I like to share everything, you know, because this is my purpose, to talk with people, to give examples how you can lead your life. And that way is, and especially now we're living in a very, very complicated moment, which is very difficult for many people. A big change now, and it's this to be aware. Just if you feel very, very badly, so this is a practical a practical thing to do, and I promise you, to whoever is listening here, I promise you it will help you. um, the worst things are, the worst you feel, smile, smile. And it won't maybe not solve the problem you are having right now. Yeah, don't get me wrong. It's not like, okay, I smile and all problems vanish. What happens is you smile and problems will get smaller. Your head, your thinking will get clearer. You will feel better, and thus will be more capacity to solve a problem. And it's a smile, and there's scientific studies about it, how just the physical movement of moving your lips upwards and do a smile are improving lots of processes in our human bodies now. So, but just apart from that, it's, in my experience over the years, I had so many difficult, really, really difficult moments. And when I started to smile, it just changed everything. It made everything better. And this is also to be aware, happiness is inside. Yeah. Happiness is inside. Whatever happens out on the outside, and how you feel about it is your reaction. Your happiness is not gone. Nobody can take your happiness away. It's part of yourself. So that is a very, very important thing. Just smile. And yeah, and always saying, how can I help you? So even if you have a difficult moment, if you share something to help somebody else, you will see your problem, your life suddenly will feel a lot lighter, a lot better. Yeah. And we could have more chats about giving back, yeah, or about all is one, or there's so many things you can talk about, and all this which make changes in yourself. I do chats. Not before we had this political change for the last nearly 1.5 years now. I was traveling. I've been traveling a lot. You know, I got invited by people to teach, or sometimes just to do. It's a kind of I don't really know how you call it in English. A kind of satsang, that you sit there and people can ask you about whatever now. So it's in a kind of very informal, just in a room. Teachers sitting there, and also sitting a kind of teacher position now, and to exchange thoughts now. And I love that now. And what you said before as well, even if I'm in the teacher position, I learn every single thing you say. You just said a few things which enrich me as well. And sometimes it's just a word or a phrase or a question, and it triggers something in myself to reflect about it, to think about it. And yes, that's a learning process again now. So you never stop learning now. So I love that when people invite me to do things like that now. Yeah, no, it's fantastic. At the moment, it's very little. I'm a little bit more limited to Spain right now, obviously, because I live here in Spain. I hope that soon there will be a possibility to travel more internationally without so many restrictions again. And yeah, to share, no? It's about sharing, it's about helping others. So my last word would be to, oh, what can I say to make a good last word? Smile and smile to others.
Thank you for that. And let's keep being in purpose, all of us. And who is out there, if you don't know yet which one is your purpose, we invite you to find it. Go within and find your own answers. As we know, you already have all that you need to fulfill that purpose. So thank you very much, Nabila, again. I hope we do something in the near future again, and then you share more about your experiences, and you share with us as well such a insightful statements that you already have done. So thank you very much again. I hope everything is good in Spain, and so we definitely will be keep connecting and just sharing good stuff here. So thank you very much, all of you that are out there. And so until we connect again, get back your happy spark.